In a world full of noise and chaos, ancient wisdom whispers truths that have stood the test of time. Stoicism, a philosophy born in ancient Greece, offers a way to navigate the complexities of life, including the ever-elusive realm of love. The Stoics believed in focusing on what we can control, our own thoughts and actions, and gracefully accepting what we cannot. This simple yet profound philosophy provides the tools to cultivate inner peace, resilience, and yes, even love. Imagine a life where your happiness doesn't depend on external validation, where you are the master of your own emotions. It's not about suppressing emotions, but understanding and channeling them in a healthy way. This philosophy teaches us to face our fears, embrace challenges, and find joy in the present moment. Stoicism is not just an ancient philosophy, it's a way of life that resonates deeply in our modern world. When it comes to love, Stoicism has a unique approach. It might seem a little surprising at first. Stoicism teaches us that we should never beg for love, plead for it, or chase after it. It's not that love isn't important, it's because the Stoics understood a profound truth. Love isn't something you can demand, it's something you attract. Just like an oak tree, we can become beacons that naturally draw love to us. The Stoics believed that love is attracted to virtue, to qualities like wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. By cultivating these virtues within ourselves, we become more loving and, as a result, more lovable. True love isn't about fleeting emotions or desperate pleas. It's about aligning ourselves with virtue. The Stoics, in their search for wisdom, didn't shy away from love. They saw how easily love could turn into a reckless chase, a source of worry and pain, if it was misunderstood. For the Stoics, true love wasn't a fickle feeling, tossed around by fate or the actions of others. Love, they believed, was a reflection of our own goodness, a natural outcome of a life lived with reason and kindness. Just like a healthy tree bears fruit, a soul cultivated with wisdom, courage, and justice would naturally attract and radiate love. This love wasn't limited to romantic relationships, but extended to family, friends, and even all of humanity. Epictetus, the former slave who became one of the most influential Stoic philosophers, gave us this powerful reminder. There's only one path to happiness, and that's to stop worrying about things that are beyond our control. When it comes to love, this wisdom is especially true. We can't force someone else's heart to open up to us any more than we can control the tides of fate that bring people into and out of our lives. Instead, Epictetus urged us to focus on what we can control, our own thoughts and choices. By focusing on our own inner landscape, we create the right conditions for love to blossom. Seneca, the Roman statesman and philosopher, echoed this sentiment when he wrote, "If you wish to be loved, love." His words highlight a fundamental truth. Love creates love. Imagine love not as a rare commodity to hoard or beg for, but as an endless wellspring within each of us. The more we draw from this inner source, the more abundant it becomes, overflowing into our interactions and enriching our lives. Seneca's words encourage us to stop seeking love and instead become a source of love ourselves. By embodying these virtues, we become magnets for love. Imagine a king powerful and proud. Would he beg his subjects for scraps? Would he lower himself to get their attention? No, he rules with dignity. His strength comes from within. Stoicism asks us to approach love with this same royal spirit. To beg for love is to lower yourself, to put your happiness in the hands of the whims of others. Instead, Stoicism encourages us to cultivate self-love, a deep and unwavering acceptance of ourselves, independent of any external validation. When we are sure of ourselves, we don't need to beg for love. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, wrote, "Love is the perception of beauty." This beauty for the Stoics was not limited to physical appearance. It encompassed the beauty of character, the virtue that shone from within. To truly love, the Stoics believed, was to appreciate the other for who they were, without seeking to change them, control them, or possess them. It was about recognizing their intrinsic value and respecting their freedom. When we approach love in this spirit of non-attachment, we create the space necessary for an authentic connection to blossom. Imagine a garden that's been left alone. Weeds choke the flowers, the soil dries up, and the once lively space becomes deserted. The same can happen to our hearts. If we neglect our own inner growth, focusing instead on seeking love from outside sources, we become barren and exhausted. The Stoics believed that the most important relationship we have is the one we have with ourselves. By cultivating our own virtue, taking care of our emotional well-being, and nurturing our own growth, we create fertile ground for love to blossom. When we are at peace with ourselves, we are able to offer genuine love and support to others. Imagine a child holding a handful of sand. The tighter they squeeze, the more sand slips through their fingers. Love, like sand, cannot be held in a closed fist. The Stoics understood that clinging to love, demanding it, or trying to control it only suffocates it. True love requires freedom, the freedom to be yourself, to grow and to evolve. This means accepting that love may not always look the way we want it to, and it may not always last forever. When we surrender our need to control love, we open ourselves to a deeper and more genuine experience. Imagine a lamp with a bright flame. It doesn't call attention to itself, yet moths are drawn to its warmth and light. In the same way, the Stoics believed that a virtuous life has a natural magnetism, attracting love without the need for pleas or demands. When we strive to develop our character, to embody qualities like wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance, we become like that lamp, radiating an inner light that draws others to us. It's not about becoming someone we're not or pretending to have qualities we lack. It's about honest self-reflection, identifying the virtues we aspire to, and then actively working to cultivate them within ourselves. Imagine a skilled craftsperson completely absorbed in their craft. Their goal is not fame or fortune, but the pure joy of creation, the act of pouring their heart and soul into their work. The Stoics believed that love should be approached with this same spirit of focused intention. Rather than chasing after love as if it were a prize to be won, they saw it as a natural byproduct of living a virtuous life. When we prioritize our own moral development, love enters our lives organically, in ways we might not have anticipated. It's about trusting that when we are right within ourselves, love will find us. Imagine a young Stoic man determined to live a life of virtue. He focuses on his studies, his friendships, his own personal growth. He approaches each day with purpose, striving to embody Stoic virtues in everything he does. He isn't actively looking for love, but he keeps his heart open. One day he meets someone. There's a spark, a connection. He continues to focus on his own growth, nurturing his own virtue. Over time, a deep and meaningful bond develops based on mutual admiration, shared values, and a deep respect for each other's individual journeys. Throughout history, many people have shown these Stoic principles in the way they loved. Take the Roman Emperor Antoninus Pius and his wife Faustina the Younger, for example. Their marriage, which lasted over 3 decades, was full of mutual respect, devotion, and a shared commitment to virtue. Faustina, known for her wisdom and compassion, actively supported her husband's reign. Antoninus, in turn, deeply respected his wife's intelligence and judgment, often seeking her advice on matters of the state. Their story reminds us that true love grows in the peaceful spaces of shared purpose and unwavering support. Literature, a mirror reflecting the human experience, offers captivating examples of Stoic love in action. Jane Austen's novels, for instance, often feature characters who embody Stoic virtues, attracting love through their integrity and strength of character. In Pride and Prejudice, Mr. Darcy, initially perceived as proud and aloof, gradually reveals his true nature through acts of kindness, generosity, and unwavering loyalty. Elizabeth Bennet, intelligent and discerning, recognizes these virtues, leading to a love built on mutual respect and admiration. These literary examples remind us that the Stoic approach to love involves approaching it with wisdom, patience, and a deep understanding of human nature. Imagine a peaceful lake, its surface undisturbed by the wind. There are no ripples, no movement, just perfect stillness. It reflects the sky perfectly, its beauty amplified by the lake's calmness. The lake becomes a mirror, capturing the essence of the sky without any distortion. The Stoics believed that our hearts, when calm and centered, possess a similar magnetism, effortlessly drawing love towards us. This inner serenity acts like a powerful magnet. When we are consumed by anxiety, insecurity, or a desperate need for validation, we create ripples in the lake of our hearts, distorting our reflection and making it difficult for love to find us. These disturbances cloud our true essence. The Stoic practices of mindfulness, meditation, and introspection help us calm these ripples to cultivate a sense of inner peace that radiates outwards. By stilling our minds, we clarify our hearts. When we are comfortable with ourselves, when we are content with who we are, we become a source of tranquility and strength, naturally attracting those who seek these same qualities. This inner harmony is irresistible. This inner calmness doesn't mean becoming passive or indifferent to love. It's about finding a balance, a serenity that allows us to love fully. It's about approaching love from a place of wholeness, understanding that our worthiness of being loved doesn't depend on another person's affection, but is rooted in our own self-acceptance and commitment to virtue. This deep understanding frees us and allows us to love authentically. The principles of Stoic love aren't just for old books and historical figures. They go beyond time and cultures, and they really ring true in our modern world. These principles still resonate with modern-day Stoics, those who live by these virtues every day, attracting love through their character and actions. These principles are alive and strong, influencing every part of their lives. Take, for example, a young entrepreneur driven by passion for her work and a deep commitment to ethical business practices. She embodies Stoic values in every decision she makes. She pours her heart and soul into her business, treating her employees with respect, her clients with integrity, and her community with generosity. Her leadership inspires those around her, creating a harmonious and productive work environment. She doesn't actively seek love, but her passion, integrity, and kindness create a magnetic aura, drawing in like-minded individuals who admire her strength, values, and zest for life. These qualities make her naturally attractive. Love, in this context, isn't a distraction from her purpose, but a natural extension of it, a journey shared with someone who appreciates and supports her authentic self. Together, they grow and thrive. This example, among many others, illustrates how the timeless principles of Stoicism continue to guide individuals toward fulfilling and loving relationships. The teachings of ancient philosophers find new life in our modern interactions. By focusing on our own virtue, cultivating inner peace, and approaching love with an open heart and a commitment to growth, we create the conditions for love to blossom naturally in our lives. This is how Stoic principles continue to shape lives filled with meaning and happiness. The Stoics, in their timeless and profound wisdom, invite us to rethink our approach to love, to see beyond appearances. They challenge us to let go of desperate clinging, that incessant quest, the insatiable need for external validation, which often consumes us, and instead turn our gaze inward. True love, they claim, is not found by chasing it wildly, but by cultivating the virtues that make us worthy of it, by improving ourselves every day. Imagine a world where love is not a battlefield of egos, but a space of peace, but a garden tended with care and respect where every gesture counts, where we attract not by need, but by the quiet strength of our character, by the serenity we radiate. This is the promise of Stoic love, a love that is earned, not demanded, but won by our actions. A love that flows naturally from a life lived in accordance with virtue, with our deepest values. The Stoic path is not always easy. It is strewn with obstacles. It takes courage to face your fears, to confront yourself, discipline to master your emotions, to stay centered, and the wisdom to choose virtue over fleeting pleasure, to see beyond the moment. But the rewards are immeasurable. A life filled with meaning, a life full of significance and a deep, authentic and lasting love. A life where every moment counts, where every relationship is precious. So let's embrace the wisdom of the Stoics. Let's cultivate our inner gardens with patience and dedication. Let's keep the flame of our own virtue alive, that inner light, and trust that by doing so, by staying true to ourselves, love, authentic, lasting and liberating, will find us, will envelop us. For it is in the quiet triumph of a life well lived, in simplicity, that love reveals its deepest beauty, its true essence, a beauty that transcends time and trial.